The Knicks post-game show is presented by Tri-State Audi. Visit your Tri-State area Audi dealer today. Tonight, the Knicks celebration of the golden anniversary of their 1973 NBA title. Clyde Frazier taking center stage. And would you know it, the Knicks scored 73 points in the first half. Julius Randle finished the game with 28. Great game all around for R.J. Barrett, 25 points and a season-high 7 assists. The Knicks lead from start to finish and blow out New Orleans tonight, 128-106. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Monica McNutt. Wally Zerbiak will join us here in a couple of moments. Special night with all the atmosphere surrounding the celebration of the golden anniversary, and the Knicks were awesome, and they got off to a great start. 42 points, Monica, in the first quarter. A
dominant game from start to finish. This was a team that was clicking on all cylinders. You talk about your two leaders in Julius Randle and R.J. Barrett. Julius shot 55% from the field, and R.J. shoots 61.5% from the field. And so this was a team that recognized that the Pelicans were on their heels and just didn't have it tonight, and they never let up. To me, that's a wonderful sign of a team that continues to grow. You see R.J. with a terrific assist, Mitchell Robinson getting his energy back and into the flow of being back on the floor and available for games. Julius easily stepping into a three, for which he was terrific tonight from behind the three-point line. And then you got some defense here leading to offense. Emmanuel quickly also had 13 points and 7 rebounds in this ball game. Just a total team effort, Pito. TTE.
There you go. The Knicks had the 42 points in the first quarter, their second-best quarter all year. They make 19 threes for the game to tie a season high in that category. Miami lost, so the Knicks now lead the Heat by 2.5 for sixth, and they're only now, the Knicks, a half game behind the Nets for fifth. We're now joined by Josh Hart. And Josh, congrats on the win. Obviously, a huge night at MSG with the celebration of the golden anniversary of the Knicks' last title back in 1973. What did the night mean to you and the rest of your teammates?
You know, it meant a lot. Obviously, coming off a back-to-back, right out of All-Star break is always tough, especially against, two good opponents. But, Tibbs had us ready, and we were just ready to rock. Obviously, MSG was here celebrating the 72-73 team, and obviously, when you're celebrating something like that, it's great to get a win.
Josh, this was a dominant win from start to finish, both on the defensive end and the offensive end. 24 assists on 44 made field goals. How important are games like this in terms of building the confidence for what is sure to be a tough stretch to finish the season?
They're very important. As you guys know, it's really hard to win in this league. So when you have the opportunities, when you get up big, have the opportunity to close out games, you got to do it. So having a big win yesterday after being down 20, today in the manner that we won, is great momentum, especially coming into Monday against Boston, who's I think #1 in the East or whatever it is. So we need MSG rocking that day, but we have a lot of momentum going into it.
You literally led me into my next question, which was about Boston coming in here on Monday. Probably revenge-minded. You probably saw the way it ended last time the Knicks faced Boston in Boston. We know the margin for error is so small. What are some of the details that if you guys continue to lock in on, good things will happen the rest of the way?
It first starts on the defensive end. We got to limit guys' shots in the paint, get test open threes, and be a defensive-minded team. When we do that, we get stops. When we run, we're a really good team. So we have to continue to do that, continue to trust each other, make the open pass when someone's open or someone gets blitzed. You're not always going to make the assist. You're not always going to get the stat. You might have the hockey pass, and we have to make sure we don't get bored with that. We got to continue to do it, continue to find guys when they're open and just play. And I think when we do that, we're a really good team. But we just can't have lapses, like you said. We got a tough end of the season, and we need every game we can.
All right. Hey, Josh, thank you so much for dropping by. Great to talk to you. We'll see you on Monday.
Appreciate it.
All right, Knicks and Celtics on Monday. Wally Zerbiak helped call the game tonight on the MSG Radio Network. He now joins us. So what was it like across the street in the arena?
Electric. It was really, really electric environment in that first half. Knicks played such a great first half. Julius Randle comes out of the game absolutely on fire, sets the tone. They completely blow out the Pelicans on a historic night. I mean, it was just a phenomenal night. It's a great thing to see this Knicks franchise in good hands moving forward. There have been some rough years, obviously, but this year, Tom Thibodeau's doing a great job coaching these guys. Josh Hart, I mean, what a perfect addition. I mean, his game fits so perfectly with this team. They're undefeated since the trade with him in the lineup. Julius Randle continuing to play at a high level. Brunson, Barrett putting up 20+. All the pieces fit perfectly together.
And, you know, you mentioned Randle and Brunson. R.J. Barrett, Monica, really filled up the box score. One of his best games in this recent stretch. He had 25 points and a season-high 7 assists.
Wally, my guy, you called it. In our matchup to watch, we talked about the need for him to have a bad...
Don't give him any credit.
Don't do that, Pito. Whatever your mood is. Anyway, Wally, you nailed it. RJ needed to bounce back.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me, Pito.
The most impressive part of this line, guys, I don't know if you guys would agree with this, but I think it's the 7 assists because it's easy to understand I didn't have the type of offensive game that I would have liked to have versus the Wizards, so I'm going to get back into the scoring column. That's one thing that you could do as an individual, but to me, the 7 assists speak to not pressing and looking for your teammates in addition to finding your rhythm offensively. And so this was a terrific showing from RJ. Obviously, if we could maintain this level of three-point shooting, I mean, that would be critical down the stretch. But it's good to see these outbursts, right? You know it's in there. And we've seen him hit big-time threes in big-time moments over the course of the season. So this was a really good game for RJ to get his rhythm back.
This team's scary good when he shoots the ball like that because Julius Randle is making every proper play that he should. He's making the kick-out passes, and when you got shooters surrounding him and Brunson that can knock down shots like Grimes and Barrett, and quickly, you become very dangerous as a team because the level that those two guys have been playing all season long, Randle and Brunson, it opens up so many opportunities for other guys, and when R.J. Barrett takes his time, knocks down those threes, he can really score, and he's tough to guard when he drives to the basket. So an incredible performance, calibrated his jump shot, which is a great sign.
Look at the Knicks now. They've won 7 out of 8. I mentioned now that they have a 2.5 game edge over Miami. Comfortably now, the Knicks in 6th, only a half game out of 5th. You look at the trend here, Wally, it's Randle's first quarters. Tonight, 16 points in the first quarter. As we talked about it, with the Knicks scoring the 42 for the quarter. But Randle's coming out of these. How is he getting off to these great starts?
He's just in a really good space mentally.
Yeah, I agree.
He referenced it in his post-game interview after the Washington Wizards game. He just comes in. His confidence is sky high. I mean, it is through the roof. That was 3 feet, 4 feet behind the three-point line. That's a little shimmy shake, lateral, like James Harden 3, and he's just nothing but net. I mean, these are not easy shots. Well defended, well contested. You can tell other teams are going to live with him making those kind of shots. But when he makes those kind of shots, Monica, he becomes unguardable because then if you get on him, he's going to drive to the basket.
Yeah, we saw this a couple times now. We saw it in Atlanta right before the break. He hits those threes early, and the lid is off of the can, so to speak, and he just knows exactly what to do. But I think, yes, of course we love him shooting threes at that high of a clip. But even when he's not hitting threes, like his decision-making this year has just been so much better across the board. You called him a proper passer, which I love that alliteration there. But also, like, picking his spots in terms of scoring. And I'm not going to lie, guys, coming into this game, you look at the capabilities that the Pelicans have in terms of their defenders. They've got length, which we know sometimes is problematic for this Knicks squad. They don't necessarily have the size. Valanciunas, interesting matchup for Mitchell Robinson, and maybe occasionally he would have been guarding Randle, but we didn't see that tonight. But the Knicks capitalized across the board. There was nothing that the Pelicans could do in terms of slowing them down offensively, and so much of that was because they continued to find one another. And as Josh said to us, they didn't get bored with making the right play.
I mentioned the 19 threes. 13 came in the first half, so that was another key. All right, coming up, the Monica Monitor / Wally Wall. And also around the corner, the post-game comments from Tom Thibodeau. His Knicks now a season-high 8 games over 500 as they blow out the Pelicans tonight.
The Knicks post-game show is presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
Welcome back. The Knicks beat the Pelicans 128-106. Next up, huge test. The Celtics in town Monday. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Now over to Monica and Wally, guys.
Thank you, Pito. The wall is here. The Wally Wall, Monica's Monitor. We got some great plays to get into.
We do, and we got R.J. Barrett making plays, playmaking, doing everything out there. Season-high 7 assists. Here Tom Thibodeau's running high pick and roll with him. Great screen right there by Mitchell Robinson, who rolls to the basket. Now freeze it. Confusion. Right here, defender has to take that guy rolling to the basket. Valanciunas is out here thinking, I got to get all the way out to Julius Randle. No way that's happening. R.J. Barrett just sucks in the 2 on defense. A great job, Mitchell Robinson. You have to respect him rolling to the rim or he's going to catch that lob, and that leaves Julius Randle with probably his easiest three of the night. Catch, shoot, nothing but net. R.J. Barrett making great decisions as far as being a playmaker, also a scorer. When the Knicks have those guys going, those three making plays like that, they're going to be tough to beat.
And it wasn't just perimeter passing for R.J. He was also doing what our coach used to call peeking the rim, which opened up some good stuff, too.
Yeah, and with Mitchell Robinson back, the Gotham lob threat is definitely back. And look at the creativity here. Double screen by Mitchell Robinson and freeze it there. Now, double screen that came up here from Quickly and Mitchell Robinson, that allowed R.J. Barrett to turn the corner, which left Mitchell Robinson wide open. Now, Valanciunas is not the most mobile big man, so he's got to make a decision. Am I going to step up on R.J. Barrett, or am I going to let R.J. Barrett get into the paint and the help come here in an open three? He kind of gets caught in no man's land, and look at Mitchell Robinson. Just scale that elevator, get that dunk. We're going to switch the channel over to Monica's monitor. We got one more play. Third play is a charm, Monica.
We got
Let's see
one
what
more
you got.
play. All right, Wally, so check this out. We talked about Julius Randle's ability to be a passer and make the right decision. So this, of course, first we got to start with the rebound because the Knicks did a great job of closing possessions, securing the rebound. Brunson up ahead to Julius Randle. Freeze it right here, right? Julius has all of this lane. Like, of course, he could attack Valanciunas, but he's going to take his time. He's going to be patient, right? He opts to bring this dribble out. Let's let the play roll. All the guys come down and get involved in the action. You see Quick make himself available, but get out of there, giving Julius room if he needs it. Now we'll freeze it one more time. Look at how many bodies. Ooh, my X's are terrible, but those are supposed to be X's, y'all. Look at all the bodies that Julius draws. And to your point from your first play, Wally, you've got Mitch, who has to be accounted for right under the rim. We know his incredible percentage from around the rim. Great pass by Julius. He's going to find the one and only Jalen Brunson, our guy who's ready and makes himself available to knock down this jump shot. Randle had 5 assists. This was one of them. Count this basket. We love to see it. This is just really, really great awareness from your two stars in terms of looking to be passers, and then their teammates making themselves available. Peter, back to you.
Monica, Wally, thank you. MSG 150 next. We have a Dennis Smith Jr. sighting. What do we have? Who knew? Highlights next. Knicks tonight lead from start to finish and blow out the Pelicans 128-106. Time now for the Audi MSG 150 final, the fastest 150 seconds, and the National Basketball Association. Heat go down. That helps the Knicks. Dennis Smith Jr., the former Knick, on Charlotte.
Oh, goodness.
At 15 points.
I like the hair.
Oh, my goodness.
Got great hops, that is for sure.
That's
Great hair.
That's crazy.
Kevin Love now with the Heat at 13 tonight. Starting for 3. Around and in. Next trip, another 3. Heat in the half on a 25-6 run. Fourth quarter, Hornets up 4. In transition, LaMelo Ball on the outside. Got it. He had 19. 51 ticks left. Hornets up 3. Terry Rozier a miss. How about Mark Williams? 18 points, 20 rebounds. Charlotte wins by 5. Knicks now lead the Heat by 2.5 for 6th in the conference. Indiana and Orlando. Jordan Wara here, baseline jam over Franz Wagner. Okay. Wara had 18 off the bench. For the Pacers, Miles Turner on Franz's brother, Mo Wagner. A rough scenario for the Wagner brothers. Buddy Hield here for 3. Pacers win 121-108, only their 4th win in their last 21 games. Earlier, Toronto, Detroit. Pascal Siakam on Isaiah Livers. Oh, no.
Wow.
Cruise shit.
Thankfully not, but that left ankle.
Oh, no.
He was okay. He's okay.
He's okay. All right.
Siakam had a big game, 29. Pistons in transition. Diallo here. Up and good. And he drew the foul. Livers revenge here in the 4th. Pistons down 3. Look out. Here he comes. Kate Cunningham is out the rest of the year, but he loved that. Yep.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
Next Toronto trip, Siakam. Toronto very much alive for a play-in spot as they win 95-91.
Jose Alvarado in town, of course, playing tonight for the Pelicans. Last night had his number 10 jersey retired. He went to Christ the King in Queens. He's from Brooklyn. A lot of his current teammates there. He was the MVP of the Rising Stars game in Utah. Joe Arbitello was his coach and is a current coach there. This kid is a true Royal. It's been remarkable for Jose Alvarado and a special couple of days for him. That is your MSG 150 final presented by Audi. We're going to hear from Julius Randle. He had 28 tonight as the Knicks beat the Pelicans.
The Knicks postgame show was presented by Audi. Visit your tri-state area Audi dealer today.
Big test for the Knicks Monday. Boston's in town. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Knicks beat the Pelicans tonight easily. Julius Randle had 16 of his 28 in quarter number 1.
Was that enough that I think I saw in the last couple minutes see Thibodeau smile?
Yeah, really?
I thought so.
It's a good day now.
Just kind of, I mean, for you guys to come off it back-to-back and do what you did end-to-end.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we knew we had this challenge coming off the break. We knew that, you know, before we went to break. So I think mentally we were prepared for it, and it was good.
How important was it to get off to that fast start, and any irony in the fact that you guys had 73 points at the half on the night the 73 team was being honored?
Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. But, you know, especially at home, you want to get off to good starts. And we did that today and sustained it.
Shot, I mean, your three-point shot, obviously it's been there for most of the season, but last couple of games coming out of the break, anything different for you? Anything feel different?
It feels good. And keep shooting it, so.
How do you decide who takes the technical in that fourth quarter to let you and Quick were having some fun?
No, I was messing with him. You know, typically I would tell him to get out the way. No, I'm messing with you. Well, it just depends. It's all situation.
And did he pay you back by giving you the
lob?
The lob?
Yeah, he did. He did. Appreciate that.
I saw you joining the crowd with the Derrick Rose chants.
Right.
What was that moment like?
It's great, man. D Rose, that's a legend. It's a legend, and you know he's not playing. Obviously, he still got some juice, and he can still play. But you know that's not his role on this team. But I would argue that he's having, you know, just as much, if not more, of an impact vocally as a leader for us. He's constantly, you know, talking to me, giving me advice. So his impact is huge. So you know, I love to see him out there on the floor.
Great moment there for Derrick Rose getting in. Hasn't played since the last day of December. All right, Corner 3 presented by Michelob Ultra. A reminder to enjoy every bucket, and I think it's worth pointing out, you guys.
That's right. Matchy.
Little Bordeaux.
Little wine Bordeaux color.
There you go. Randle, one of...
We'll include you next time. Don't worry.
This is not
You get the memo.
6 Knicks in double figures, 2 off the bench quickly, and also Hart. And also, Hartenstein off the bench had 10 rebounds. Monica, everybody contributed tonight.
This was that kind of game, though. And you heard Josh Hart talk about it when he joined us. Like, you need these games to remind you of your potential, right? In a perfect world, if this team gets this kind of production top to bottom, you can do some real damage in the postseason, right? And so that's what everything is pushing toward now as we get to 20 games or less in the season. So you love that no one's got on the floor and let go of the rope.
It's really fun to see how everyone's role is defined and everyone is playing their role to max effectiveness. It starts with Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson. When your top 2 players are playing at that level, it trickles down to everyone else. Quickly, no matter when he gets out there on the floor, he's productive. Josh Hart's been outstanding. You mentioned Hartenstein doing his job on the boards. Mitchell Robinson comes back and just tremendous. Grimes defending. Grimes' defense was very underrated. I mean, he locked up McCollum. McCollum can score. He's one of the most prolific scorers on the perimeter, and he absolutely made his life miserable tonight. So everyone is playing their roles, and that's what Tom Thibodeau loves to do.
McCollum only 13 points. He averages over 21. Meantime, quickly had the double digits in scoring with the 13 points, but also 7 rebounds. Here he is after the game now with Rebecca Harlow.
Emmanuel, let's not bury the lead and talk about the off-the-backward pass to Julius. You know you gave up an assist there, right?
What do you mean?
Yeah, because it hit the backboard first.
Well, we'll have to call the league and, get that sorted. Nah, I didn't know that. I thought that was an assist.
So tell me about that, though. We saw you peeking behind you.
Yeah, I was going, a little two-hand flush, but he said throw it off the backboard, so I had no choice but to, give him his 2 points.
It was a pretty epic reaction from this crowd, but I think it speaks to the chemistry, Emmanuel, that's in this locker room right now. You guys have won 7 of the last 8. Obviously, a lot of things going right, but what are a couple of the things that you would pinpoint?
I think really just the chemistry outside of, when we're playing basketball, on the plane, practice, hotel, anywhere we're at, really. I think, we're just really tied together and it's bleeding onto the court. So, we have a lot of chemistry in this locker room.
Offensively, on a back-to-back, to go out and outscore a team 42-26 in the first quarter, what does it take to do that and then follow it up with 73 points at the half?
Yeah, it didn't really feel like a back-to-back, honestly. I feel like, we were pushing the ball, getting out and running. Defense was tied together. So it didn't feel like a back-to-back. I felt like everybody was playing together, sharing the ball, getting easy baskets. So we just got to continue to do that.
There's definitely a pop and an energy in the building, not only with the way you guys were playing, but also some of the greatest Knicks of all time were being honored tonight. What was it like to be able to play in front of the guys who are the legends that have established themselves before you?
It was great, just to see the winning culture that's been here. We just want to continue to try to do that as well. To see the great individual players that have been all-stars and just all the greatness that was in that room and on the court. You just try to follow in their footsteps and continue to be great with them.
Thanks, Quick.
Appreciate it.
Wally quickly has been absolutely invaluable.
He has been outstanding. It just, when he came in the game, he knocked down that shot off a rebound and a steal. And you could just tell he is so laser focused coming in off the bench. And that's how you have to be. Coming in off the bench, it's a skill. It's an art. It's not easy. You have to be ready to go immediately. You can't let the game come to you. His relentlessness on the boards, his defense, he's outstanding, always in the right spot. He's become just a really, really good defender, which is, what Tom Thibodeau loves about him. And now he's knocking down shots, Monica. This guy is just such a gem to have, filling all those gaps with both units. He can play with the starters and the bench.
Yeah, and I think the game's slowing down for him in terms of the next step in his career. It's been a beautiful thing to see.
All right, so quickly had the big game. We had 20 points from Jalen Brunson. We're going to talk about R.J. Barrett coming up. Barrett had the 25 points. We talked about the fact that he had a season-high 7 assists. And it's interesting, of course, his Duke teammate and friend Zion Williamson still out with that hamstring injury. He's missed so many games, but R.J. healthy and making a big-time contribution. We'll break it down next. All right, Monday night's going to be interesting. The Celtics are in town. Pre-game at 7, game at 7:30.
Why are you laughing?
Stream coverage as well on NBC. Go, you look at me and I start laughing.
Well, because,
hold on a minute. I got to throw to R.J. Barrett.
Oh, you're right.
And then you can talk.
Next conversation after that.
All right, R.J. Barrett, big night tonight. Here he is after the game.
R.J., what did it mean to have the 73 team here tonight?
Man, it was great just to see them here and just even see all the videos up on the jumbotron and stuff. Just the energy that was in there tonight was amazing. They're legends. It's very inspirational, just the way that, especially the way they were able to win the championship. Bring championship back to New York. That's something that we're trying to do. So it was great to have that in the building tonight.
Did you realize you guys scored 73 points at the half to sort of honor?
I heard, yeah, no, that was. it obviously wasn't planned, but hey, it worked.
The season high 7 assists. Where did that kind of unfold from, and what allowed you to kind of reach that mark from your perspective?
I think I just started out aggressive. And just made the right plays. And honestly, guys made shots. So it was just a combination of everything. And we clicked really well as a team today.
RJ, the part of the history of that 73 team was their unselfishness and that sacrifice and all that stuff. Is that stuff that you guys are consciously trying to do, having to do, some guys playing less minutes, different things like that?
It's a team, so on any given night it's going to be different. But I think especially today in particular, we did a great job just, sharing the ball. Everybody kind of, had a great game. So that was yeah, that was really good.
Are you guys at the point where you're looking at the standings?
I think you look at the standings all the time.
Okay.
You know,
is it different when it gets this close to the end of the season?
you're competing, man. You know, you're competing, so you always want to know who's who, where, what's what. So yeah.
How do you feel where you're at right now?
I think you know we're okay. We're in a solid spot right now. Of course, aspiring for more. So, but really just trying to go in and do the little things every day to be prepared for every game, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
What was it like for Derek to the crowd to give him the love that they showed him and for him to get in the game?
He deserves it. It's D Rose, man. I mean, he's incredible. Just, you know, especially for me, you know, as a kid growing up, I was like 8, 9 when he came into the league, and just as a basketball fan, seeing all the amazing things that he was able to do, just, you know, to be around a guy like that, you know, every day is you know, is special.
Julius was talking about how supportive Derek's been. I mean, what has he been doing?
He's been super supportive since day one, since the first day he got here. Just great teammate, great guy to be around overall. You know, very humble, and he's always trying to help us out. So you definitely appreciate having a guy like that.
You know, you made the point we were talking that Tom Thibodeau definitely checked with Derrick Rose and said, hey, Derek, you want to go into the game?
Absolutely. Right. No question. He's not just going to, you know, because that's a tough situation. Derrick Rose has been sitting the whole entire game. He's got, obviously, you know, maybe a Hall of Fame, you know, career, and he doesn't want to just go out there, you know, if he's not ready, if he's hurt, whatever. But he wanted to go in. He wanted to put a show on for the fans. He wanted to try to make a couple shots. I have a lot of respect for Derrick Rose for going out there and doing that, and it was a special cap to a really, really fun night.
I loved that big grin that was on his face as he was about to check in. And I also love Julius giving the crowd one of these in terms
Julius
of the
wanted
chance.
him to go in, too.
The guys were so
but
excited.
He's been so valuable, it seems. Everyone talks about how valuable he's been, even though he's not playing.
Well, it's funny. I think back to our content day when I had an opportunity to chat with Derek, and he just talks so much about the process, right? Even at this stage in his career, it's about the process and about the opportunity to give his knowledge, wisdom, and experience to share that with his teammates. In particular, not that Jalen needed a ton of coaching in terms of dealing with Tibbs, but you think about the relationship that D. Rose had with Tibbs at one point, and all that Jalen now has to sort of wear on his shoulders on behalf of this team and that relationship with Tibbs. So just because a guy is maybe not filling up the box score as they once did, it does not mean that they do not give you invaluable expertise that is benefiting this team, I think.
Yeah, he's at peace with where his career is. He's had a phenomenal career, and now he's trying to impart that wisdom on other younger guys. And this franchise, he's a huge asset to this franchise, and he's really helping these young guys develop.
All right, and one of those, as you mentioned, Jalen Brunson leans on Derrick Rose. We'll look at Brunson's night, went for 20 and continues to shoot very well from downtown as we still await the postgame comments from Tom Thibodeau. Stay with us, everyone. Over the next 4 games for the Knicks, 2 are against the Celtics, beginning with Monday night's game here in New York, 7 o'clock pregame, game at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Jalen Brunson tonight. Last night, Wally, only 6 out of 20, but tonight, much more efficient, 5 out of 13, went for 20 points.
Yeah, he played like a point guard tonight, made some big buckets when, you know, the Pelicans were kind of making a little bit of a run. But he's all about winning. He's going to do whatever it takes to get this team wins in the win column, and other guys had it going tonight. He chipped in with his 20. It was a solid effort, and it was great to see R.J. Barrett get going also.
Never worried about Jalen Brunson. I mean, I think slightly off nights are part of the game.
But he won the game last night.
But even in the biggest moments, he stood tall last night versus the Wizards, and tonight he's just back on track. I mean, this is not a game where he needed to force. Like, I think it was beautiful that everybody got involved. It was terrific.
All right, so Brunson with the 20, all good. Everywhere you look for the Knicks. Here's their coach, Tom Thibodeau's postgame comments presented by Chase.
Coach, you guys got out to a very fast start, 42 points in the first quarter, 73 at the half, a way to honor the 73 teams. Why and how important was it to get out to a fast start tonight?
Well, coming off of last night, you know, back-to-back for us, they're sitting here, they're waiting on us. And so we wanted to make sure that we got off to a good start. And I thought our defense got going, and then I thought we created good shots, and we found a good rhythm, particularly with the 3.
Tom, what did you say about RJ tonight? He had a
Terrific.
season-high 7 assists.
Yeah, the playmaking was terrific. All-around play, just read the game really well. Aggressive to start, good rhythm. And then when there was traffic around him, he sprayed it out and created easy shots for us. And when we get our team doing that, we're going to score a lot of points. But I thought his all-around game was floor game great, attacking the rim great, shooting the three great. Just played all around, really strong game.
I know it's a small body of work, but what are you learning about Josh Hart so far?
You know, like what we're seeing, just, does a little bit of everything well. So his defense, his racing the ball up the floor, moving without the ball, guarding multiple positions, getting to loose balls, making tough plays. There's not a stat for how hard you bust to get back, but there's a lot of bite to him, and it gives our team a lot more toughness, and we need that.
When the fans are chanting for Derek there at the end, do you leave that up to him, or what's going on there at the bench?
Well, obviously I love Derek, so he usually needs some time to ride the bike to go in. So I always see where he obviously wants to play, but he needs a warm-up phase, but he wanted to get in, so we got him in, and Derek's a pro's pro. And I've got great respect for him, and even though he's not playing right now, he's contributing in a major way to our team.
Does that show the appreciation that the fans have and his teammates have for him?
Yeah, I think so. And that's what I love about the city. And, obviously honoring the championship team is great. And to see all those players back here was great for the organization and for our players to see those guys. But the beauty of playing at the Garden, there's no other place like it. And there's a great appreciation for the game. If you make a good basketball play here, it'll be recognized. And also team play is important. If you're unselfish, you play hard, you play smart, that's recognized. And I think they've recognized what Derek has done in the game. And so it was nice to see, but I feel strongly that we have the best fans in the world here.
All right, and a lot to root for, guys. As we look at the standings, showed you the 150, and we've talked about the fact that the Heat lost. So the Knicks now a 2.5-game edge over Miami for 6th. Nets idle. Knicks are only a half game out of 5th, and only 2.5 games, Wally, out of 4th. Cleveland didn't play tonight.
They're coming, and this is a fun test on Monday against the Celtics, #1 in the NBA. Let's see what the Knicks have. It's going to be good.
Cleveland will host Toronto tomorrow, and the Celtics are in a 2-point ball game right now with Philly with 17 seconds to go.
All right, we'll see on Monday. Knicks and the Celtics, pregame at 7. And then the game itself at 7:30. You can also stream our coverage on MSG Go. Up next here, it's the Lost and Found, the 73 Knicks championship on the night we celebrated the golden anniversary of this championship. Knicks a wire-to-wire blowout win over the Pelicans. They're rolling. They've won 7 out of 8. Final count tonight, 128 to 106. Thanks for watching, everybody.